Hey, my bad, had that muted. Let me close this real quick. I was listening to a podcast when I should be working. Um, just like that there. Hope everyone's doing well. Welcome to the stream. Um, don't really have anything interesting to say other than we're just gonna keep working on this really, really overdue project. Um, Originally I was supposed to be in Florida this upcoming weekend for Otaku Fest. However, due to stuff going on at home, I won't be able to make that show. So, if any of you were looking forward to seeing me at Otaku Fest, yeah, that shit not happening.
Endless as particle of reflex, digital voice, utopia, alternate reality, void, eternity, endless, fault of sky, reflex, glow, max, belief, angel, wings of cry, unlimited, echo, infinity, self-reality, particle of reflex, digital voice, holy oblivion, utopia, eternity, endless, vault of sky, reflex, glow. The utopian gate is infinite. Your technical soul is this blissful void, imminent,
So Hemore has. Hmm. Hey, what's going on? Krang. Krang's the name, yeah. I'm not gonna lie, I haven't drawn in like 2 days. I haven't worked on this in like 2 days. The wife is feeling a lot better now, and she's up and about. And yeah, we just she was able to kind of hang out in the living room, so I just decided to spend the weekend with her instead. Um, Especially since my deadline to this drawing has moved. So I'm just kind of like whatever. So I haven't worked on this in a couple days, so I liked Crank 1, and then I watched part 2 in the theaters, and I was just like, what the fuck am I watching? This movie was insane. Like, that shit was crazy. Now, I think that's one of those hindsight things where I bet if I went to go watch it now, I'd appreciate it more. Like, I think I would enjoy it now, but at the time, I didn't like part 2. I said I haven't watched the Michael Bay excuse me, Ninja Turtles movie. Like I watched the first one, but I didn't watch the second one. I did look up some clips from the second one, and I was just like, because I didn't realize Krang was in it. Like I mean, I didn't, I knew he was in it, but I didn't realize like how involved he was. I thought he just showed up at the end. But no, he shows up. His, if you go look up his design, it reminds me a lot of what's his name? Davy Jones from, is that who it is? No. Fucking, what's his name? From
Currently experiencing part one of the virtual cell lives.
from Pirates of the Caribbean.
Selector. Do you sense the void angel? Your session will
It looks like that.
shortly. Are you ready?
No. Anyway, I watched some of the clips and I was like, this looks fun. Like I kind of want to watch that movie. I know that sounds crazy. I kind of want to watch that when we're done with this. Davy Jones, yes. Tim, how you been, man?
Virtual self.
Oh, oh, you got the dreaded COVID. Nothing too bad, you say?
Stay with me.
Session completed.
You will feel it in a few hours.
Any symptoms? I know you said nothing big, but like, just a sore throat. Bam got COVID so many times to your body. This vape is making me sick. This one's gross. I'm gonna just throw it away.
You know I am pure magic.
God damn, positive 5 times? God damn. What have you been doing, sir? I am feeling quite refreshed today. Like I said earlier in the stream, my wife is finally able to kind of walk around and she's doing a lot better. So, this weekend I decided to just kind of hang out with her in the living room because it's the first time being able to really hang out in there in a while, in like weeks, right? So, I was just like, fuck it, we're just gonna chill. This drawing could wait. Oh yeah, so I'm also not going to the convention next weekend in Florida. We have certain things to take care of here at home now, like a particular appointments that we just can't, be foolish to push back. Doctors have been getting us in like really quick for procedures, and it's just kind of like, yo, we can't like dick around, right? So. Oh, I see what you're saying. Oh, I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. I thought you meant like you kept testing positive like 5 times. I was about to say, whatever it is you're doing, you should probably stop. I'm not familiar with Berserk at all. Like, at all. I know, what blasphemy, right? Alright, so if I want, let me ask you this. If I wanted to get into it, what what would be the course of action? Because I know, like, comic-wise, that's hella long, right? How accurate is the anime? Are there 2 different anime for it? Isn't there like an original one, then like a rebooted one? I know nothing about it. Inform and educate me, kind sir. Alright, so all the animes cover the Golden Age arc because too many. It's the best arc in Berserk. It's Guts' origin story. No anime of Berserk really covers anything outside of that arc. You want more than that, you would have to dive into the manga. But just getting the Golden Age arc is an okay part to stop watching the series. Damn. That sucks. Are all the animes related to each other, or are they all just kind of retellings of the same set of stories? By like just different animators over, you know, like different studios, just abridged different ways. So I know that there's one that's pretty recent, right? Or one that's pretty modern compared to like some old shit. Again, I know nothing. I could have sworn I've seen some that had artwork that looked like 90s Vampire Hunter D, you know what I mean? Retellings, okay. You have the original one from the 90s, yes. And then they redid them in 3 anime movies, pretty much remastering the arc around, and that's pretty much it. Okay, so the later ones that I see all just come from that series, or that series of movies that they released. I sprained my fingers, by the way, yesterday. These two right here. That's about as far as I can move them, so it kind of sucks. I tried to pop them right now and it really hurt because it's just my habit to pop my fingers. Actually, I was walking around in the dark yesterday and then I just like bumped my hand against the wall. That's it. Like, I wish it was a cooler story to it, but it was just dark and I was walking around. It was like 2:30 in the morning and I was taking the dog out to go use the restroom and I don't know, I was just like fumbling around. I was like half awake and I just used my hand to like catch myself and that's it. It just hurt really bad. That's it. There's not a fun or cool story to it. It's so stupid shit like that. That's how those are the stories where you really get fucked up. When you're just like, oh, I was just walking. Anvil fell on my head. Hey, thanks for the follow. It's just a little sprain. It's not a big deal. It's just one of those like little annoying ones. How, you know, if you get like a gash or a cut like right here or on any of your finger folds, those they don't hurt. They're just really annoying and they take forever to heal. When I worked as a mechanic, like, that was my problem all the time. I would always have cuts that happen like right here. Most mechanics will take damage on their knuckles because when you're turning wrenches, you tend to make a, you know, you hold it like this and you're always like that, right? So usually if you're gonna bang something, it's always either your knuckle, which hopefully, because that's not bad, but if you always take damage up on the top here. So, and you're always banning it. Yeah, it's one of those things. Yeah, it's like that. Except, you know, not sports related. You have a bit of a headache. Let's go ahead and turn that music off. Which Bayonetta? We watched the Let's Play when we were stuck in my wife was stuck in bed. We just watched a couple of Let's Plays of stuff, and one of the ones that we saw was Bayonetta 3. Not as great as the other ones. Don't need that for not listening to music. So, you know, this weekend, like I said, I kind of just hung out in the living room with the wife. Her first time seeing, like, sunlight. 'Cause she's been trapped in the room for, like, 4 weeks, right? So, we hung out and actually played a game, Chained, I think it's called Chained Echoes, I think is what it's called. It's a turn-based RPG, which, you know, guys know, you know me, I love turn-based games. And you know, we put some time into it, and I was just like, man, this game's awesome. It really appeals to the old people like me. Oh, the first one. Okay, I know. I think it became Nintendo on the second and third, like at the start of the second one. So 2 and 3 should be Nintendo exclusive. I know the first one was PlayStation. Was the second one exclusive? Nintendo exclusive. I can't remember if it switched at 2 or it switched to 3. I think second is the best one. Even character design, I think the second is the best looking one. I will reserve my opinion about the third one until you play it. I don't want to spoil anything for you. Yeah, it like with every game though, not strictly just Bayonetta, it would have really benefited from, despite 2 being the best one, it still, in my opinion, would have really benefited if it was allowed to be on the hardware of something like the PS4, PS5, you know? Like For sure, for sure. I think at the time, Bayonetta 2 probably would have been PS4. Definitely would have been PS5, but I think it would have been PS4, and I think it would have heavily benefited from being on that system instead. But I still think it's the best one. But then that's the truth about all games. Couldn't even co-op Stardew Valley on the Switch without it freezing. Stardew Valley, come on. Oh, the Switch is 100% holding it back. Hardware limitations for sure, yeah. Um, yeah, I remember the first time my wife and I co-opt Stardew Valley because when we co-op Stardew, it's on PC now, right? But like we did it the first time we played it together was on the Switch. And it's one of those things where I don't know who here has played Stardew Valley, but like you could like for example, if you try to zoom out, because I like to play like with my phone or my desktop, I like to have everything kind of small. I like to have it all zoomed out, right? Um, so with Stardew, when I would try and zoom out, it would lag the entire game. We were talking about split screen co-op on Stardew Valley, local split screen, and it would just lag the whole game, and then it would freeze. I'm like, fuck, dude. And then we played it on the Xbox. We have the Series X, totally fine. And we played it on the PC. PC is where it's at, but so outdated. The Switch, fucking crazy. Nintendo, Pokemon is the prime example of hardware limitation or outdated hardware. Yeah, like imagine if the whatever system that they put the next open world Pokemon game on, if it had the power of something, even just like if they had something at the power of like the PS5, imagine what that shit would look like. No, let me rephrase that. I think if Pokemon just stayed looking like this forever, kind of janky, I don't even care. If it would, I just don't want it to be all like just run, and don't just be smooth. That's all I need. I need it to be playable. Yeah. You just mean to look into the hardware on the Switch, similar to the PS3. I don't know what you would equate it to, um, in that sense. But all I know is we've had a PS4 for a long time, and it never ran into the same kind of issues that the Switch did. I think the PS4 looks better. So if you wanted to equate it to some, didn't you say that the Switch has been out for like 8 years now? Is that around the time the PS3 came out? I can't remember. No, 8 years. What would that? Would that be PS4? Anyway, whatever. Outdated. But it's the give and take. It's if it didn't have the undocking to it, that's that's why. It's not if they made a system that was just like strictly at home and it was a big behonker of a system and they didn't really care about the portability of it, then of course it's going to be more powerful. Let me ask you, would you sacrifice the portability of it for more power? I would. Oh, PS. That's how old the PS3 is. Fuck, dude. What am I talking about? So that's PS4 era. It was released during PS4 era, but I mean that doesn't mean that it's used PS4, like stats. But that's crazy. What was it? 5 years? No, 6 years. That's about time for a new one to come out. But we haven't even heard anything. There's like nothing that talks about a new system from Nintendo. If Nintendo wanted to pull a boss move, they wanted to pull a boss move, if they're not gonna in my opinion, if they're not gonna release all the old games on like a digital download, like to pay, like don't release any kind of Game Pass, but like make it available so that we could buy old games and play it on our Switch. If you're not gonna do that, like there's 3DS games that I would love to play on the Switch on the TV. I would pay full price for them again. Then they need to release a new Switch with more power that has like the cartridge. I don't know. Have you ever had a 3DS? The cartridge input accepted both the 3DS and regular DS games. They need to make a new Switch with more power that has one slot in it that accepts all the old cartridges. Um, from my understanding, all handheld systems that once were but are no longer are because of sales. Let me make Krang a little bit bigger. Let's have him fill up this bowl. Yeah, let's have him cut up top a little bit. Mm. You would rebuy all the PS2 games if Sony brought them back? That's what I'm saying, man. That's what I'm saying. Well, I mean, I don't know how like the online marketplace is because I don't have a PS5 now, but we have the Xbox and we have Game Pass on there. You could just buy old games or you get free games through Game Pass like and they're old. They're just the old games. And you just play it. Um that's what I'm talking about like the Xbox is fully backwards compatible so you could play old Halo games and stuff on it. Just something like that. Like either make it so that we could play our old games or just sell it to us again where it's compatible. I'd buy the fuck out of some Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire if it meant that I could play it on the TV. So that basically that game is, I mean, what were the only options to play that game? Emulate it. As of right now, if you don't have a PlayStation 3, the only way to play that game is to emulate it, right? PC, yeah. See, that's crazy. That's fucking crazy, dude. Like, you think that, and there would be like an entire department dedicated because this is not the first time I've heard this conversation. This is not the first time we've had this conversation. There should be like full departments talking about re-releasing games. You would think, right? Think it has to do with licensing stuff, maybe. That shit always makes things complicated. Okay. It's one thing if it's not like owned, because like PlayStation doesn't have any just like original content, right? But fucking Nintendo, when they have so much stuff that they own. Anyway, I just want to play Pokemon Heart Gold and Soul Silver on my TV. That's all I want. That's what this entire conversation is leading up to that. I want to play Omega. I want to play Heart Gold Soul Silver on my TV. That's it. Oh, you're talking about the second generation. Hey man, second generation. That well, I mean that's one of the reasons, dude. Like fucking Johto, in my opinion, is like I think it's the best overall like map design. I think it's the best direct sequel Pokemon game. Um shit, I don't know, man. Pokemon games these days, they Hey, are you still playing Violet by the way? You bought Violet, right? Are you still playing that shit or are you over it? You know, Gen 2 had some balls, man. They were just like I mean, they haven't made a Pokemon game like that yet, where it's like, all right, you get your own region, we're doing stuff you haven't seen, and I know that's harder now because everything has been done, right? But then it was just like, all right, we gonna give you the old region, and you get to fuck up all the old people again. Most Pokemon games don't even have an after game, you know, a post game. No, I haven't started it yet. You crazy? Still working on this, right? Then nah. What's with this? Yo, cool news. I potentially have a live drawing gig. Potentially is a big potentially. Coming up in like 3 months. That'll be really fun, considering I'll be rusty as fuck. That'll pose an interesting challenge to see how much I'll remember how to do uh after a few months of not studying and just drawing digital fan art. So we'll see. Would you ever do a live drawing with an underlined sketch already down? I'm not against that. No, I'm not against that. However, I think a big part of the appeal of doing that, of doing it without the undersketch, like that's part of the appeal of it. I think for me, the optimal way would be to come up with the overall composition and idea, basically the entire drawing, and then practice it at home a few times. And then when I go, I'll already know what to draw. You know, executing the technical part is not very difficult for me. It's always coming up with the idea, right? So freestyling it with the idea there is usually what slows me down. But you know, it's just like a musician who has to perform, practice before they perform. It's like an actor having to rehearse before they, you know. That's how I'm gonna do it in the future. Yeah, no more like off the brain freestyling. There's no point in doing that. Like it just eats up too much time. Yeah. More deets on that live drawing though. I don't know. Just drawing live. It's kind of all there is to it, right? No, it should be in the if everything goes right, it'd be cool. It'd be a fun thing. It'd be in the, I think, the Bay Area. So nice change of pace. All the live drawings I've done have been in Southern California. Hot as shit down there. But then again, Bay Area is flooded, so see. We'll see if there's even any area left. If it's just Bay by the time it comes around. Shout outs to everybody in Northern California who's trying not to swim right now. Order 2 of Kim Jung-gi's sketchbook should be here. Which ones did you get? Hardcover? I want that hardcover book, man. I think would that work? Go out about right here, right? That's why it's looking off. I missed the whole section when I on the under sketch. I missed the whole section of the ship. That's why it looks off. Okay. There we go. I was just like, something's wrong here. I was missing a whole level on his spaceship. Oh, that's much better. There you go. Not really. What is going on here? There. No, wait. $17? Oh, wait, hold on. Kim Jong hit 17. That's fucking crazy. Man, I can't even imagine how good anyone could be at any craft. You know, if they, I mean, I can imagine it because people do it all the time. I mean, like, imagine just being focused on a craft or doing anything for like 20 years, you know, like 30 years, 40 years. I barely crossed 10 years of drawing like last September. So I kind of like if I was drawing hardcore all the way from like 8 years old, like some of these people, I'm like, that's fucking nuts, dude. It's fucking crazy. Too late for you. I ain't gonna ever die. Don't even worry about it. There's no such thing as too late. There's only a too late if you have a time limit. I ain't ever gonna die, so it's all good. That looks round enough for me. Oh yeah, I gotta keep y'all updated. I originally was supposed to go to a anime convention in Florida this weekend. But particular schedule happening, medical schedules, and it's just not gonna work out for me to go to that con. Uh, that's fine, but I'm not gonna lie. There's part of me that's kind of happy I don't have to go to Florida. I don't want to be in a plane for 8 hours. No, the convention itself is supposed to be pretty decent. But you know, it's not going to be incredible. So it's not one of those ones I'm really tripping out on. You know, it's not like, uh, yeah, there are particular shows where I would just like I'd have to find a way, you know, like life. I have to find a way. Thank you for the follow. Yes, thank you for the follow. But that said, the because of that, the you know the urgency and deadline to get this done is it's lifted. So a little bit of pressure off me, which I can use a lot of that. All right. Oh, no, no, that's fine. Here we're drawing the stone soldiers, which would be a new addition to this that I haven't drawn them yet. So I think oh, the stone warriors rather. It might take a few tries for me to get down right because I know there's not like a good reference picture for the stone warriors. Oh wait, never mind. Okay, I see some good shots of them from the cartoon. I knew I saw them somewhere. They actually do appear in the cartoon. Oh, the snoring. That's my dog. I have my two dogs here in the room. One of them is 5 months old. The other one is 11 years old. You could hear that snoring? That's crazy. Yeah, she's a 11-year-old boxer. Yeah, she's knocked out. How's everyone's new year going? Do y'all have any plans for the new year? Nature, I don't know if you're still here. Do you have any plans? Any goals for the year? Other than I know that you plan to move or you would like to move. Tim, no, she spends most of her time resting. Yeah. Actually today, like I said, today was the first time she'd been able to like get up and walk for an extended period of time. So she was able to hang out in the living room, which is where we have our fish tanks, and we were able to kind of like do a water change, and basically we're just kind of easing her into getting back to doing those kinds of hobbies. But right now she can't really do those things by herself safely. She gets winded really quick. So yeah. So and video games, totally no, no, no. She ain't got the juice for video. We tried playing Stardew Valley, you know, a couple weeks ago, and it's just so like taxing. Like the brightness of the screen gives her a headache and just wears her down. You guys like, you know what it's like. You play a video game for X amount of time, you just get fucking worn out. Yeah, it's that times like 1,000. You know what I'm talking about? Uh, oh, upchucks, get better at the craft. There you go. That is 100% not my goal this year. I was gonna say like, uh, I was upset for a little while. You know, like I have responsibilities, so you know, well, actually, as a grown person, you could kind of choose what your responsibilities are or your priorities. So I sat there and I was just like, man, what you know, am I willing to pause my studies for a year to get that young cheddar so that we can live a better life, right? Uh, with all the stuff that's going on. And I was just like, wait the fuck up. I spent 25 years without drawing. I don't give a fuck. Spend one more year. What's the big deal? I don't give a shit. I was like, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Yeah, you want to quit smoking and get more fit? Oh, you smoke cigarettes, cigars? I used to be a heavy cigarette smoker. I love even today. I don't even now. I don't really smoke. I can't smoke cigarettes like physically. I can't. But I still like cigars. I just physically can't smoke cigars anymore. Even my vapes, my intake has gone down quite a bit on my vapes. So um, not cigarettes. Okay, yeah, that's a good goal. You know, like I'm fortunate. I didn't have to actively quit smoking cigarettes. I had just done it too much, and my body just doesn't accept it anymore. Like I get sick, which is one of the reasons I'm starting to fade out of vaping now. Like my body's getting tired of it. But best of luck. Like, have you tried before? Have you tried quitting before? Oh, you bought those Bowflex dumbbells, the adjustable ones. All I gotta say is if you got two dumbbells at home, at a moderate weight, depending on whatever moderate means to you, you can do everything. Two dumbbells at home, you can do everything. If you have two dumbbells and a jump rope, oh, it's a fucking wrap. That's everything. All right, so again, I haven't drawn this character before, so give me a second while I kind of get used to it. Here's the screenshot from the cartoon. This is what I'll be using as a reference for this guy. Just the orange one, because they make an appearance in the video game, so that's what I'll be using. You want to focus on hitting your fitness goals? Well, it depends on what your fitness goals are. Yeah. No, but yeah, just money is like the only goal I have this year. Like mad money. Like that's it. Yeah. There's some personal art projects that I have. Why y'all fighting? Why y'all always fighting when I'm on stream? You're like, you know that I'm streaming, and then you just wait all day until I start streaming, then y'all start fighting. Go lay down. All right. Gotta lay down the law up in this bitch, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, yeah, you once quit a long time ago for 5 years, but then stress made yup. Stress will do that. Stress will do that. I've about had enough. I think you smoke too much and it's not healthy as much as you enjoy. Oh, you like the we all know how bad it is. You know what I find fascinating? Um as even as a smoker, right? When other people who smoke are just so like, well, it's there's a lot of whatabouts, you know? They're just like, yeah, it's bad, but what about alcohol? I'm just like, dude, it's all bad. Like just because one's worse, it's like it's not like I'm fucking not like I'm fucking doing lines every day. Like first of all, you are, but second, that's not the point. Like, yeah, I'm glad that you can identify that, at least admit that it's bad for you. It's crazy. I've come across quite a few cigarette smokers in my time, even as me as a heavy cigarette smoker. Once upon a time, this crazy shit. This just like, oh no, it's not that bad. I don't smoke that much. It's whatever. People in my family don't get cancer, so it's like crazy shit like that. Okay, so he has the round green helmet. Has a bit of a curve to it. So you quit for 5 years. I'm not trying to pry into your personal business, but somebody who, used to smoke a lot too. Even these days, I feel like when I get stressed, I feel like my brain is like, go smoke, man. You'll feel better. Even though my body's just like, nah, man, you gonna throw up. Yeah, it'll do that. I find yeah, I find because like with vaping, the smoke inhalation is so different, right? It's bad, but not in like the same way. I find it doesn't. I don't really feel that um when I work out, especially running, with vaping as I do with cigarettes. There was a time when I used to go to the gym with my boy, and we were both heavy cigarette smokers. So like before we went into the gym, we smoke a whole cigarette and go into the gym, and then when we get out, to rip a whole another cigarette. Shit was crazy. Hey, what's going on? No, I'm just yeah. I'm not saying that you are like like that. I'm just saying I've come across so many people, and it's fascinating the mental gymnastics that people go through to like you know. I'm just like, hey man, well everyone has a vice. I'm like, hey man, hey, that's cool, man. Do what you want to do. You grown ass person. Just do what you want to do. Don't come up to me and say that it's okay. But that's the thing though. Like grown ass people, you don't have to justify it. Just fucking do it. It's when it's that thing where it's like we all know that being fat is not healthy for you in general, right? No, but some people. I'm like, yeah, I know, but like, yeah, I know, but like, and nobody's, all the time. It's just like nobody's telling you to stop. Just don't come up to me. And anyway, you got what I'm saying. It's just like, if you like like if there's a movie that's universally considered bad, but you like it, and you feel like you have to justify why you like it. I'm like, dude, just fucking enjoy your movie. Who cares? That's how I feel about substances. Like people who want to smoke cigarettes and stuff. You want to get better for yourself, and that's awesome. Yeah. Oh, dude, if there's anything that will get you to stop smoking, it's that money. Have you and again, nature, I don't know if you're still here, but have you ever actually checked your like your credit card statements or checked your receipts and seen like actually literally how much you've spent on cigarettes in just like 6 months? It's absurd. It's absurd. Like it, yeah. And on top of that, or you say just live your life. On top of that, let other people live their lives too. It's crazy. You're gonna have to resketch over him. Oh, God, I have to draw a bunch of these stone warriors. Looks like a old Generation 1 Transformer. Didn't you say you spent more nature? Didn't you say you spent more on vapes than you did on cigarettes? The only difference is now instead of because have you ever calculated how much time? Because you know, with cigarette smoking, you have to go outside and like you have to like make time to smoke. You can vape while you're being productive, while you're doing other things. 35K? Shit. That's crazy. I have a buddy, not gonna say his name. I have a buddy who did a little bit of math to how much he was spending because he's a drug addict. We did some math to see how much he was spending, and what did he do? I think it was 30K on on his particular substance in like 3 months or something shit like that. Like it was no, I can't remember. It was some obscene number that I just could not believe. I was like, that's like you don't even have that kind of money. Like what happened? You know? Nature, you know who I'm talking about. Anyway, it was some obscene number like that, and I remember it's like if you ever look at how much money you spend going out to eat at like restaurants, it's one of those things. It has nothing to do with it being bad or it's smoking or no, just like particular habits add up and it's like obscene. I don't know who here goes out to eat a lot. I don't. But if you ever do count the amount of money you spend in a year going out to eat, it's one of those obscene numbers where you're just like, "Oh, fuck me, what have I done?" You have to that's why I'm have switched to paying everything in cash these days, like as much as I can paper cash, paper money, right? Cash money. Um and it has completely changed my spend. Not it's not a fucking financial channel. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm telling you what worked for me. I switched to swapped away from using credit cards. Unless I'm at work when I travel for cons, that's different. But like on the day to day, I switched to the cash, and then I don't even pull out my credit cards anymore, and that totally changed my spending habits because that shit hurts. You got to hand over paper, that shit hurts. All right, so this they have looks like they have 4 fingers. So So this will be the stone warrior that has most of the detail. So like the foot that are really close to the camera will have more detail, and then of course the ones in the back will have less. I'm really happy with the way the foot are coming out in some of these sections. You could tell I was tired during some of them, but I think the poses, the line economy, you know, the overall gesture of them, of the foot soldiers, I've been really happy with. They're a lot of fun to look at. They're just Spider-Man. Like even the shape of their like their noggin is a little Spider-Man-ish. Uh, of everything that we've done in this drawing so far, they are my favorite thing. And so what we're gonna do is as we fill in the background, right? When we get closer to the end, I'm going to make a separate layer, a separate folder or layer where I will fill in all the negative space, or if I feel like composition wise it's like it's too empty, I'll just fill it with purple, regular foot soldiers. So even if it looks a little sparse right now, once we get all the background in, then I can get a better idea of the finished composition. I'll fill in all the negative space with foot soldiers. Like I'll have its own little folder. Yeah. Spirited Away or Princess Mononoke. I think Princess Mononoke is a better movie, but I think rewatchability. I think Spirited Away is better for rewatchability. I find like Mononoke is a little sad. It's not as it doesn't have as much memorable stuff. Plus the creativity, the character design, and I think the soundtrack in Spirited Away is better too. What about you? I know did you say you thought Spirited Away was boring? Which, by the way, if anybody ever says that a Ghibli movie is boring, this doesn't matter which one it is. I'm just like, yeah, I get that. They're all really slow. They're all very potentially boring. I have no argument against people who are like, yo, Ghibli movies are boring. I'm like, yeah, yeah, and go on. But I do think Princess Mononoke is a better movie um, than Spirited. But I could throw Spirited Away on when I go to sleep. You know what I mean? Like I could put it in the background. Shit. You ever watch The Wind Rises? That movie fucking sucks. I don't get it. I don't get the love for The Wind Rises, man. I don't. It's not. I don't know. It's just not. I'm not the demographic to it. I don't know. I just don't think that movie's that good, man. Even the animation in it, the flying animation in it, not as good. Castle in the Sky did it like 20 years earlier. Did it better like 20 years earlier. So they have like laser gun, like big old 50s style ray guns. Nausicaa and the Valley. That one's okay. Let me make sure I'm thinking of the right one. Oh, the early one. Okay. I like that one. I was getting confused. Yes. All I have to do is see the main character. I like that one a lot. I think it's been a while since I watched it. It's, I think 2020 was the last time I watched it, early 2020. I think the animation in it is really good. The flying animation in it is better than The Wind Rises. uh yeah. No, that one's cool. I think Ponyo is kind of boring, but I think the art style in it, I mean, the animation in it is really smooth, but it's the art style of it that I really like in Ponyo. I think Liam Neeson, if you watch the dub one, I think Liam Neeson's in it too, so that gets plus 3 points for that. Ponyo. Um, was it the Arrietty? That one is okay. I think that one is just like it was like a filler episode of a mid-tier anime. You know what it is about Arrietty? If I'm thinking of the right one, right? Yeah. The one about Arrietty is it's just like nothing unique about that. It's like you've seen that story 100 million times. That's, I think, the biggest problem with that particular story. When you watch Nausicaa, that's a really early one. That's an old Ghibli movie. You're gonna be able to tell that it's an older one. Like art style wise. Did you ever watch Never Ending Man? That documentary. Um the Miyazaki documentary that came out, what was it, 2018 or something like that? I watched it in the movie theaters, man. They had a limited run at the IMAX. I don't know why the fuck it was in IMAX. Uh where where I live. And no, if I remember right, Spirited Away was what, 99, and when Mononoke was what, 96? I know I know Spirited Away, I believe, won best animated film of its year here in the US. I don't get it. It should just have won best film because like animated film should not have its own subcategory, just best film. Well, that's the US for you though. Zero respect for animation here. Fan Expo New Orleans was mid. 3 bands acquired. Hey man, if you still profited, you know, profited a couple grand in the span of what, a weekend. That's one of those things that I've learned over time where I was just like, hey man, look, still a solid paycheck. Honestly, it didn't require that much from you. Honestly, the all the energy was getting there, right? Making the artwork and then getting there. And when you're there, you're just collecting. That's all it is, right? I know that with the table set up, you gotta learn how to talk to people. Not really. Like, you just, as long as you're not a horrible person to talk to, you know, if your artwork is cool, people are gonna buy it. But no, that's still good. Like, can't get upset over something like that. Um, there was a period of time where I think I came home with like a plus 9K at a show, and I was like mad because I was just like, man, fuck all this, man. I was supposed to be making mad stacks, and I was just like going crazy. It's lunacy. Anyway, congrats. You know, congrats on the show. What's your next one? What you got? My next show, I will not be going to I will not be going to Otaku Fest this weekend. We were able to get an appointment here at home for a medical appointment, a doctor's appointment here, last minute, and we are not turning that down because you know, when it comes to these kinds of, you know, appointments, um, if you are able to get in early, or you know they find a spot for you, you fucking go. So yeah, I'm not gonna be going this weekend. So my next one will be Level Up Expo in Las Vegas in February. No, I had it right. Dude, send me the contact info. Huh. for MegaCon. I mean, it won't hurt for me to email him, but like, yes, please, por favor. I appreciate it. Sometimes you're thinking you're too stupid for these Ghibli films because I swear to you, I don't know what's going on half the freaking time. Nah, dude, they're all like that. They're all like that. A lot of them, honestly, lack story. Like, real talk, I think a lot of them do lack story. Like, um, Totoro, not a goddamn thing's happening in that movie. There's nothing happens except for when the sister vanishes. Spoilers: the sister vanishes for like 10 minutes at the end. There's like there's the the overshadowing thing about the mom, for a little bit, and that's it. But otherwise, ain't a goddamn thing happening in that movie. It's not you. Don't worry about it. Do I need you for Level Up Expo? I have to see where my table placement is, man. I know that's hard to because it'll be so last minute. And I know that the con is in a month, right? A month and a week, I think. But they haven't given us a table placement. If the table placement is whack, which I don't think Colton's gonna do that to me. If the table placement is whack, probably not. But right now, if you don't mind room splitting, because I'm room splitting with my boy. Uh, if you don't mind that, then I would prefer to have your help for that weekend. Um, Nature, but it comes up to my table, and depends on what your price is. As an employee, I know that your annual salary should be going up, and we just started 2023, so we have to see. It's been a while, but we got to see what your fee is now. I appreciate the hookup on that email. And I guess it would depend on what DJ is playing that weekend for you, right? You're like, hey, oh wait, I'm not even following my rough draft here. Hold on, let's try that again. Isn't really a lot of really sharp, strong angles for these foot soldiers. I appreciate that. Thank you. I will hit him up tomorrow, or technically later today. I don't know which one you're talking about. Well, actually, I don't know which one he based on his father. If it's anything like his relationship to his son, probably not a great like. I'm sure it's a good movie. It's probably not a great representation. So I watched that documentary on Hayao Miyazaki. It's called The Never Ending Man, right? It wasn't me. It was the one-armed man. And swear to God, his house is awesome. You know what his house looks like? Let me tell you, I'll draw the layout for you, right? He's got this house. You walk in, it's just an empty ass first room. I think there might be a table right here, right? He's got this kitchen. And it's just like he has nothing but like a teapot and a bunch of ramen like everywhere, right? And he's smoking. In the kitchen. And then over here he has like a door. It leads into like another big ass room. All he has there is a fucking huge table with a bunch of papers on it where he's drawing. And then that's it. That's like his whole house. Like that's it. Like it's not a palace. It's a normal house. It's just a normal ass looking house. And all I know is that there's cigarette smoke in every place. At least that's where he lived in that documentary. So I mean, it's just a normal ass house too. So I think that's really cool. And his workspace, his workstation, um, in the studio, it's just a bunch of cigarette butts everywhere. Yeah, man's living the dream. You still hear my dog snoring? She moved to the other side of the room. Broad night, man. Yeah, I've seen it. All right. You know, I was actually about to call it right now. I just wanted to get a little bit of stream time for Sunday, as we are back on our goal to put a little bit of stream time every day, forever, even a little bit. Um, we do have an appointment in the morning at 8 a.m. So about midnight here. So I do need to get a little bit of rest, wake up in time to take care of everything. Then we have our appointment at 8 in the morning. So appreciate everyone for hanging out. I'll hang out for like another 5 minutes. How about that? Hop into the Discord. We'll get this done eventually. No point rushing it now. You know, we got to this point. We're probably about another week or two from having it done. So, but tomorrow will be the last appointment we have. No, we have an appointment tomorrow, another appointment the day after that. So those streams will be on and off. But then after that, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday should be I mean, I don't see why I can't do all day streams during those 3 days. So thank you for hanging out. Now, yeah, we'll get back on it for a little bit tomorrow, then a little bit Tuesday, and then we'll go hardcore Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then Saturday we'll see what's up. Yeah. Thank you for the email. I appreciate that. I've been sober for like fucking 4 days, man. Whatever. Yeah, I'm gonna sleep real good tonight, so I think I get in about 5 hours of sleep tonight, which is gonna be awesome. So, all right, thank you everybody. I'll see you in a few days. Oh, I'll see you tomorrow.